What's happening, my fellow geeks and geekettes? Welcome to a brand new episode of Cosplay Chris, and today is a very special episode. Today I'm going to give you guys a breakdown of my brand new Casey Jones cosplay minus the hockey mask. Now let me elaborate on the hockey mask. I was planning to pre-order or eventually buy when it comes in stock the hockey mask from NECA. This is a 1:1 scale replica of the hockey mask from the 1990 film. I was going to buy it from Pop Culture, who are based in Melbourne, but the ETA is now April, and you know what? I'm just impatient. I don't have time. So I actually found NECA's official eBay page, bought it off eBay. It is now halfway here, so it should be here hopefully by the end of next week. So that aside, today is all about the full costume. Now, I have not filmed anything in terms of building this costume, and that was purely done on purpose. I just really didn't feel like filming this. I just want to do it in my own pace, my own time, and you know what? Sometimes you just don't have to film everything, but that's why today's video is here. Today's video is all about a breakdown of each part of the costume, how I did each part of the costume. I'm gonna show you guys methods that I use to weather certain parts of the costume. So let me backtrack a bit more. Casey Jones has been a cosplay I have been wanting to do for the longest time. It's always been in the back of my head. I've always loved the character, whether it be from his first appearance in the 1985 Raphael #1 comic, right up to the live action film. And as much as I love Stephen Amell, he just wasn't Casey Jones. I'm sorry, it was Stephen Amell in a hockey mask with a hockey stick. So what I tried to base my cosplay on is around the original appearance and the 1990 live action version, played by Elias Koteas? I hope I pronounce his name correctly. I'm horrible at this stuff. And I wanted to go back to basics. Casey is a very violent character. He's kind of unhinged in a way, and it clearly demonstrates that in his first appearance of the comics. So after I give you guys a breakdown of each part of the costume, I'm then going to show you a slideshow of some test photos that I took last week with the makeup and my hair. So in terms of the hair, and I washed it last night, so it's very, very fluffy. Look at that. So in terms of the hair, it's just spraying it with water out of a spray bottle, because you look at Casey in the live action film, he's always got that kind of sweaty, wet look. He's a very grungy character, and I have touched upon that ever so much in this costume. There's a lot of blood splatter. There's gonna be a lot of blood splatter on the hockey mask when it gets here. So there is gonna be a separate video in terms of unboxing the NECA hockey mask and weathering it, and then showing you guys the full cosplay in all its glory. So, gonna grab the camera off the tripod, give you guys a full breakdown of this costume, the weapons pack, everything, and then show you guys the slideshow. So, enjoy. All right, geeks, first and foremost, let's start off with the jacket and the Henley shirt. So, in my head, I always wanted the denim sleeveless, cut-off jacket, much like Elias's in the 1990 film. I just think it works great for Casey. So this is actually a denim jacket. It was originally long sleeve that I bought from JJ's. I'll leave the link down below if anyone's interested in purchasing it. So the thing is, you could swap out this fleecy collar here, and I'll just zoom in over here. Come on. For a hood like that, that's resting on that mannequin head. So, you had the option to swap that out for the fleece, but I permanently fixed the fleece in place with some Loctite all around the perimeter and just folded it back over the collar itself. I just think the fleece is so different, and it kind of reminds me of Bane. I don't know why. And then, yeah, I just got some leather stitching and just crudely stitched it like Casey's done some repairs to it. So the thing I'm really proud of in terms of the idea was having bits of graffiti over the jackets. So I'm just gonna turn this around for you. So I did this bit of graffiti here. Mikey was here. And there's also a very crudely stitched up slice mark at the back from a blade, who knows. Now, the rest of the graffiti was done by Rui of Red Unit Inc., my good buddy Rui. So he's done I'm Always Angry, featuring first appearance Raph from the comics. If we turn this sucker back around, oh, there you go, there's Rui's signature there. I made sure he signed it because this is a beautiful one-off piece, quite frankly. This logo here, the emoji, was featured in the comics when they first came out. This is Kenji for I'm Always Angry, which is a home back to Raphael and, his rivalry with Casey. Now, you guys remember this S? We all drew this in school. Well, I did. I was so proud the day I finally figured it out. We got Shredder sucks. So that's pretty much it in terms of the graffiti. In terms of weathering, it was just a matter of grabbing all that dirt and rubbing it all over the jacket, and the exact same for the Henley. Now this is a Henley that I just had lying around. I cut the sleeves off as well. And the exact same method for weathering the Henley for this. I actually did wet the dirt a little bit because it helps it stain it a lot more. The thing is, when you do use wet dirt, it really saturates whatever fabric or whatever surface you're weathering. So you gotta wait till it dries to really see the true weathering form, and if you have to go back in it again. I just wanted to have it as if there's a lot of sweat marks in there. Because like I said, Casey is a very grubby guy. So, you know, I wanted to have a lot of sweat detail in the Henley there. There is some blood splatter there, which was just getting some red spray paint in a cup with a brush and kind of like flicking it at the piece itself. Now this snap grommet here, that is actually for the weapons pack, and I'll explain why I had to put that there. And I just tried to get as much fraying as possible, but I'm very, very happy. It's such a cool jacket. I actually wore it out and about last week, which is just so me. Now here are the pants. These are just some cheap olive pants. I think they're chinos. I got them from Target. They were 20 bucks, I think. So exact same method for weathering, just wet dirt till you get your desired look, and just added some slice marks in there, some blood splatter. Now I've actually got some entry points here where Casey was probably stabbed, or some shrapnel. And if I just zoom out, if I turn these pants over, we've got a nice big slash mark there in the knee. Now this isn't something where, oh, actually I might, you know, when I get into the cosplay for conventions and stuff, I will bloody up my knee, but for the most part it's kind of just like, he's been slashed there, he's bled out, but he hasn't really cleaned it up, as you can see clearly. And they're actually very comfortable pants. They fit me quite well. Now in terms of the boots, they're just my Captain Boomerang boots, the Doc Martens. I just figured that's very Casey Jones, and I didn't want to spend any more money on the boots as is. And you guys will see the boots in the slideshow, so there's no real need to show you now. They're downstairs, but you know, they're the tall black Docs that Captain Boomerang wears, and now Casey Jones wears. Okay, here are the hand wraps. Now usually Casey Jones has like fingerless gloves on, but I just want something a bit different. So he actually does wear hand wraps sometimes in some incarnations of the character, but I always wanted to opt for hand wraps. So these are Everlast hand wraps. I got them off eBay for, oh, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I think maybe $10 or $15, something like that. Got the white color. So I've strategically written your face here so it covers the knuckles of the left hand. That's the left hand, that's the right hand. So on the right hand knuckles, it's dried blood, and on the knuckle on the left hand, it's your face here. Obviously that's like throwback to Harley and her mallet, but I just figured that was very Casey Jones. They look great on, and in terms of weathering, exact same method as the jacket, Henley, and the pants, just good old dirt from the driveway, or in this case, the workshop. And it was a case of also saturating the dirt just so it really gave it that soiled look. Okay, the weapons holster. This is something I was very proud of. Usually in the comics, Casey has like a golf bag, a really oversized golf bag. But I just wanted something a bit more streamlined, a bit more simple. So the base for this is actually a PVC pipe, PVC plumbing pipe, that I heated up with a paint stripper gun, and when it was soft and pliable, I smushed it and flattened it so it had that look of a holster. So this is just brown vinyl that I cut into strips, wrapped around, and every so often I put some Loctite down just to keep it all in place. This is some black weathered pleather that's actually used a lot on my Pirate Batman. Just got some tape there. Exact same thing, just a lot of dirt, some white spray paint to make the leather appear faded. This is some spare belt strap that I had lying around from Pirate Batman, and this clip here is actually a test clip I bought off eBay for Whiplash, Ivan Whiplash, when I attempt that at the end of the year. So it's just a really neat looking buckle. I love it. It's just so different. Now in terms of the shoulder pad, I originally started with this. This is actually a knee pad. I bought a protection pad kit from Rebel Sport for rollerblading, and I was going to have knee pads on the pants, but I figured it'd be a bit too busy. I wanted this cosplay to be simple yet different, so this is actually the knee pad. And I found that just this alone, with the weight of the hockey stick and the baseball bat in here, it made it slip back, so I had to kind of expand upon the shoulder pads. So what I have here is foam, this exact stuff right here, this cheap yoga mat foam. What I did is I brushed coats of resin all over it, about 4 coats of resin on the actual pad itself. And but let me just backtrack a bit. I also heated the foam with a paint stripper and molded it to this, and so it was permanently in place like a shoulder pad. Then I brushed about 4 layers of resin onto it so it held its shape and it was rigid. And this is just some fleecing I got from Spotlight, which is very nice, kind of like what people put on their car seats and steering wheel. And then just used some spray adhesive, sprayed some on the back of the fleece and sprayed some on the foam, and just gonna stick straight away. This is held in place with Velcro, so you can take it off. And of course, this is Velcroed in place for adjustment. So remember I said there was a snap grommet on the jacket? There's a snap grommet on here too. So this is sort of insurance, so this whole thing isn't gonna slip back. It's held in place and snapped onto the jacket itself. So I was very happy that all worked out. And last but not least in this cosplay, the weapons. So I'm fully aware that Casey Jones usually has a cricket bat and a golf club, but you gotta think about it. These 2 pieces, plus a cricket bat, plus a golf club, there's going to be a lot of weight on the back there, and then the pack will start to slip down for sure. So let's start off with the baseball bat. I'm very proud of this. This is actually a convention-safe baseball bat. If you see right here, it's foam with an armature on the inside, so it's very lightweight and it's convention safe, so you can take these things into conventions. This was $58 from Zing, which is a pop culture shop here in Australia. So I wanted Pain 101 on the bat, like Casey Jones says in the live action film from 1990. So I heated up a soldering iron and scorched Pain 101 into the foam, and it looks like it's been hand carved into the quote-unquote wood. Now in terms of these dings here, that was the claw of a hammer, the back of a hammer, and just hitting it on the bat just over and over. And there's also, if I can find it, oh there we go, the crack marks. It kind of left these cracks as well that looks like cracks in the wood, which just turned out absolutely brilliant. So for weathering wise, it was just brushing on washes of black and brown shoe polish, removing the excess until I got my desired look. And then this is just some tape that I've wrapped around the bottom and the top, and more blood splatter, just using the same method as on the jacket and the Henley, just getting some red spray paint into a cup, dipping a brush in and just attacking it with the bat. So I've also got some on the butt here with CJ, Casey Jones' initials, just as if he's like used the butt of the bat to, you know, smack people in the head. The hockey stick. The hockey stick is something that I had a lot of trouble finding, because a brand new hockey stick runs about $300 here. This is like a teenager's hockey stick. It's not as big as an adult size hockey stick, but that's perfect. That's what I wanted. I didn't want something too oversized. I picked it up off eBay for $50, and it was actually 20 minutes down the road, so I went and picked it up myself. And then it was, you know, a very different kind of design. There was lots of blacks and greens going on, and all the insignia and everything. So I sanded it all back, removed all the tape. There's all hockey tape around. It was actually Canadian tape. It had the Canadian flag on it. So Canadian. And then sprayed this section matte black, taped this part off and spray painted it a nice green. And then taped this section off and spray painted it silver, like as if this is a blade, like he's riveted a blade on the edge there, and then just got some rivets in there, so you can see there's some have fallen out. This is all deliberate, more blood splatter. And then yeah, that was pretty much it. And then wrapping it with tape and just some spare leather stitching that I had lying around. Just did some weathering there, just some sandpaper. Just got to sandpaper the leather stitching. So yeah, that is Casey's arsenal. It's simple yet effective. It's recognizable for the character. So there you have it, guys. Minus the hockey mask, that is my Casey Jones cosplay. So I'm going to leave you now with the slideshow of photos that Dad and I took last week of me all suited up for a costume fitting and with the makeup as well. So I hope you enjoy. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I am over the moon with how this cosplay turned out. It was a really fun process, to say the least, just trying to get into the mind of Mr. Jones himself. Next week marks part 3 in the Captain Without a Country, guys. We're going to be weathering the full bodysuit, and then the next episode will be weathering all the leather accessories. Guys, wherever you are in the world, have yourselves a cracker of a day. I hope you're well, hope you're happy, be merry, be silly, and until next time, geeks, please always remember, cosplayers do it best.